Hello everybody, thank you for being here. I do hope you guys are doing well. Today is September the 2nd. We are in for a new technical analysis, and today we're gonna go through Ethereum Classic all together. As usual, none of what you're gonna hear or see in this video or session is financial advice. Please do your own research, your own technical analysis before investing your own money. I'm here to share my journey in this crypto world with you guys. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, and comment. Maybe you can comment with a specific coin you'd like us to review in a session, and share this if you think that this is interesting. As usual, we're gonna go through 4 different time frames for our coins today. So the 1 hour chart, the 4 hour chart, the daily and the weekly charts. And we're gonna look at different indicators. We're gonna look for candle patterns. We're gonna look with the EMAs, with the Bollinger Band, RSI, and MACD. And we will also have a look at what TradingView is telling us on its own automated analysis. Alright, without any further ado, let's get in and let's start right off this analysis with the hourly chart of Ethereum Classic. So, before anything else, just keep in mind that in just a few hours we're gonna have the job numbers in the US, which may or may not trigger a big move in the market. So what we're gonna do here is definitely something purely hypothetical, and just because we love technical analysis, nothing more. But Micro is here to bring us back to reality. I started a little bit earlier today on my own doing our analysis, and on this hourly chart I found this pattern, this descending triangle, which I believe could be interesting to look at. We have this horizontal line here at 31.19 or 0.2 that here worked as a support, here switched to a resistance point, and still is working apparently here like a support zone, so a big number. If you look at the bigger scale, it worked here also for this bounce, but of course earlier it was too long ago to work with it. Now on the shorter term, we have this line of tops of closing, which is going downward, so we are building lower tops every time. This way we might see this descending triangle forming, which could lead somewhere around here to a breakout to the downside, which could be the size of this side of the triangle. So it should be this one, so 34 and 31, so $3 downside. So it should be something like a 10% fall, maybe or maybe not. So as we are at the top of the triangle right now, I would go for a bearish sign on this indicator. Right, so bearish top of descending triangle. Now the EMAs, so I'm going to just erase those lines, pop up the 50 and 200 EMA. So here we have the death cross that we used to have on almost every coin for this week, thanks to Jerome Powell's. Here the 50, let's say we are just going around the 50 exponential moving average, and definitely the 200 is working as a resistance. As we can see here, we tested it and we could not close above and break through. Right now we are we are just below it, so maybe we could see some action like we saw here. We go down under it, then above it, then under it, then above and under, then above, etc, etc. So could signal some bearish action here on the Ethereum Classic. Alright, so I would go for bearish here. Now let's pop up the Bollinger Bands. Here they are. So what is history telling us? In recent history, we rarely closed above the Bollinger Band, but more frequently we closed below them. So here, 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 here again, here again. So that's interesting. That tells us that we cannot, or it's hard for the coin to go above it, but it's easy to go down. Apparently we were at the top and we are slowly going down. We are already under the median, which is here, and the current price is here. We're currently below this one, so we broke it. So we might go down and try to find some support with the lower here at 31, I'd say 32, because it's gonna move as long as the coin moves too. So let's go for bearish again. So this is interesting because this is the first time that we analyze a coin and every indicators is going the same way. That's a very strong thing that we have not seen yet before. Now the RSI indicator here is currently at 35, so it's not definitely in the buy zone here, but it's in the neutral zone and going, apparently it's on a downtrend, so could go lower. Although if we look at this, we are setting up since the beginning of this week higher lows on the RSI here around 8, then 12.5, here it was 19.9, so that's interesting. So we definitely are on a trend where we are seeing up higher lows. That's interesting. Although the eyes are not telling us a lot of things, maybe we have a kind of resistance around 70. We have this one which was 75 that popped, but 70 looks like it is a resistance, but we're not down here again. So I'm gonna go for neutral because we are in the neutral zone, but maybe a little bit of down movement. So neutral here. Now the MACD indicator. So MACD is here in positive territory, slightly positive territory. That's not huge because that's 0.09 for the signal line and 0.8 for the MACD line, but still positive, so that's a good thing. The MACD line just crossed the the signal line just crossed the MACD line here, so this is not a good sign. So this is pretty bearish, and both lines are going downward, and the divergence is in negative territory too. So that's going to be a light bearish for me, which is again consistent with what we've seen earlier. Now the summary of the technical analysis of TradingView is only on the overall is slightly bearish. It advises us to sell, while the moving averages are definitely bearish, so it's slightly bearish. That's interesting. Light bearish. Okay, let's go for the 4-hour time frame and let's see if it tells us a different story. So let's hide the Bollinger Band. Let's zoom out a little bit and look at what we have here. So again, horizontal line here, we have something here with this level somehow, which work as a resistance and as support. So 31.2, this is the same we had earlier. Now, have we got also a triangle? Yes, we do have the same triangle. That's interesting. Although we have not reached the same size, we do have the same descending triangle. So again, a coin that has the same data in two different time frames is something pretty new. At least it's a first for our live stream, so that's interesting. So we're going to go for the same analysis that we had for the 1 hour time frame. It's going to be copy paste. Let's see what Yami's are doing. So Yami's, the 50 and the 200. We have here the death cross. Apparently here the 50 worked as a resistance, if I can interpret it correctly. Here, like absolutely nothing, and we have the same attitude we had before, in which the price just plays with the moving averages just around it. That's interesting. Here we tested, we were rejected. Apparently we tested it, rejected again. Could this be a test from which the price is rejected? It's hard to say. This death cross is from early this week, so on Monday, so it's a little bit too old, at least for me to put in our analysis. But in the overall, it's slightly bearish for me. I'll put the explanation here. Descending triangle plus now the Bollinger Bands. So okay, so almost the same thing that we had on the hourly charts, although here we broke above apparently way more easily than we did on the hourly charts. So that's interesting. And the break below it also happened as frequently to me as it was on the hourly chart, so it's interesting. We are now playing with the bands, the upper band and the lower band. Here it's hard to say if we have we are looking to use the median as a support, but we are a little bit far from it, or if this is another downturn that we are taking. So I'm just gonna go for neutral, because personally I cannot say which way we're gonna go just based on the Bollinger Band. So neutral. And let's look at the RSI indicator. So definitely in the middle of nowhere, 47, right in the middle of it. So pure neutral. It appears in recent history that we have this 12-ish bottom, big support level of RSI that is working out. And that we are building lower highs. So again, if you guys have an idea if we can try to find a movement, resistance, support in RSI, if this is a good thing, please tell me. If it's not a good thing, please tell me too, so I can just improve myself. We are in a downward action here, so definitely going to write down neutral, but I've got the feeling that it tells us that it can go lower, and the price is going down. Now the MACD indicator here is in negative territory, so not a good thing. Both signal and MACD line are just playing with each other right there. The MACD crossed the signal line, so that's pretty good. That's a good sign. And it appears we are on an uptrend here, working with this line here, from here to here somehow. No, maybe not here, this point, maybe somewhere more like this. Yes, with this line as kind of a support zone to keep on going up, so that's interesting. Hard to say because we are in negative territory. It's not a huge upward trend that we're seeing, but we have this those line crossing that looks like it is positive. Very hard to say for me. I might be lacking some experience. So let's go for neutral once again. Sorry, neutral, like this one. And what is TradingView telling us is on a light bearish. Moving averages didn't move, so if we only use the moving averages, it would tell us just dump the thing. But other oscillators are pretty neutral. That's interesting also. So light bearish here. So that's interesting because I've done just before, as usual, the stream, the live session. I've looked at what TradingView was saying for the daily and the weekly charts. So we have light bearish until the daily and light bullish on the weekly. That's interesting. So that tells us that if we just look at TradingView's analysis, we would see some downward actions in the short mid-term, but in the long term, maybe more positive action. So it's very interesting, I guess. Now let's switch to the daily charts. Yup. And yup. And bye-bye Bollinger Bands. And let's zoom out a little bit, see what we could see. So here we are in May of last year, and here we should be somewhere in November, so September. Okay, interesting. November is here, so that was the top of the bull market, and from here we can see on the daily that we are still in this descending channel, I guess, or maybe not. It's not clear. Thing is that we are we are building lower highs each and every time, even though we seems to have a short reversal here. And if we zoom in a little bit, are we seeing something interesting and that we can build upon? I don't think so. Well, maybe we have this line here, this price. Here, which is working for this week as the resistance level, but kind of worked here as a support for those 3 candles. So that's very interesting, I guess, to have in mind that the 44.3 seems to be a huge resistance point price, at least for the for Ethereum Classic. No, I don't see anything, guys. I apologize. So it's going to be from neutral. I'm not seeing any formation, at least clear formation for me. We had this candle, this small candle here, that is a green hammer, which tells that we have buying pressure that should lead the price upward and might be a trend reversal, but it appears so far today we are in negative territory, so hard to tell. Maybe neutral for this one. And let's keep in mind that Ethereum Classic as is price, that is highly correlated to what's going on with Ethereum and the merge, so that's something to have in mind. Those two are definitely correlated and highly correlated. So, good news here, a golden cross, which happened here, so 12th of August, not even a month ago. Interesting, we're still in this golden cross, so that's positive. The 50-day exponential moving average, it's definitely working as a support from which maybe the price can bounce off. Interesting again, we broke under, yes, but maybe we flushed out all the sellers at this price, and there will be more buyers here that will help the price go up. So definitely bullish for me. Now the Bollinger Bands. Alright, so we broke above easily. Did we break under? No, nope, just here. Oh yeah, maybe a little bit, not that much, but a little bit. Here we were at the top, we tried the bottom here, we were rejected at the median, and we're right in the middle of nowhere. So definitely neutral for me. I don't know where this could go from here. We might see some up action to try to reach again the Bollinger median, although we might also go down and keep the downtrend going on. So neutral for this one, don't know exactly where we're gonna go. Now RSI, maybe this time it's gonna be somewhere outside of the neutral zone. No, not at all. 41.8, it is definitely not outside of the neutral zone. What can we see here? That maybe we are building higher lows, as we can see, and also lower highs. So something, if I just draw it very quickly, nope, not the good tool, trend line, thank you, something like this, and something like that. Boom. So we have a converging channel that's forming. Are we gonna stay in between this channel? I don't know, I can't tell. Could we draw it this way? Yes, it appears it is more efficient this way, which leads us to September the 7th, so in just 5 days, early next week. Are we at the top of it? So might see some downward action, so maybe the price could go a little bit lower, but definitely not a strong conviction here. So once again, neutral. This is the worst, so much neutral here. And finally the MACD. So MACD, where are you? So the signal line, oh, everybody's in negative territory, okay. We have this, the fact that the MACD line crossed the signal line here, which is usually a bearish sign. We are going downward, we are in negative territory. This is not good, this is not sign of a trend reversal. So I would go for a bearish indicator on this one. Now let's validate just the light bearish on the daily. That is, it has not changed yet. Yes, moving averages changed a little bit, but it was not cool for this one. And let's finish with the weekly analysis. Right, the last but not least, to have the bigger time frame we could have. So we might have, I don't know if this is a clear channel, let's try it. Boom, boom, boom. Not clear, but that's pretty okay. This is definitely a descending channel, right, in between which we are trading. We tried the top there, and let's be honest, if we did that a few months ago, I would have gone for something like that and would say, woo woo, we broke above, that's fantastic, we're gonna go to the moon. But yeah, no, not here. We have a bigger, no, not this one, I'm not trying to move this one. No? Okay. Let's do it again. Sorry guys, not very comfortable yet with the drawing tools. Here we go. So we topped here. We are still in green territory for this week. I would suggest this is a light bearish thing that's gonna happen. So let's go light bearish. Top of descending channel. Now let's look at the EMEAs. It is always hard to use the EMEAs because we don't have a lot of weekly candles. I'm not even sure it should be used in such big time frames, let's be honest. Because well, here might have worked as a support resistance. Can we tell here it's working as a support? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. So I might just not look at this in the next session. I will have to think about it during the weekend. And now let's pop up the Bollinger Bands. So Bollinger Bands, once again, very clear that we are staying in the between. Okay, in somehow recent history, so in the last year we reached the bottom. Somehow we are following the bottom of the Bollinger Band, and we top it and definitely boom, get rejected. Here we topped it and we got rejected. I would go for something bearish on this time frame to reach at least the median or the lower part of the band. So bearish here. The RSI, where are you? Still in neutral zone apparently? Yes, 56, obviously in neutral zone, but going up on such big time frames. How to say, I don't really know how to work with this neither, so just gonna go for neutral. And finally the one and only MACD. MACD is in negative territory, but apparently in an uptrend. The MACD line crossed the signal line, so that's a good thing, but we're still partially in negative territory, because only the signal line is in negative territory, but the MACD is slightly in positive territory. So I would go for light bullish for this one. Could work out as a good support for future upward movements. So light bullish like before. Alright, and we're done for today's analysis. So very bearish on short terms time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour. I've not seen any kind of good thing happening, and a little bit more in between or more bullish on the longer time frame. So that's very interesting. Maybe if you want to buy and get in Ethereum Classic, maybe you could wait a little bit for a better entry point, and some sun coming in the next weeks. Once again, guys, not financial advice. Please do your own research and stay alert, because today we have the job numbers. September is usually a bad month for the markets, so be careful with your investment choice. Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye.